Time now for our first look at the forecast. So let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos, who is lovely in purple today. Candace, you're looking spring. Does that mean that we'll be getting some more spring or spring?
Is this your version of Groundhog Day?
Yes.
Depending on what color I wear today?
I just thought of that on the spur of the moment, actually, because you look so fab today.
Okay.
I mean it. I'm not being sarcastic this time.
I predict that spring will come early because for the last 2 weeks it's been feeling like spring, really. And throughout the next couple of days, temperatures are going to be feeling again more like spring than the middle of winter. But the big change in the forecast will be the rain. As we look at your satellite and radar composite, we had a lot of rain earlier this morning, but our next wave is expected to enter later on tonight. But so far, we've seen about 3/10 of an inch in Eugene, a little more along the coastline. But once the cloud cover and rain moved out, the sun returned, allowing temperatures to warm up above average in the low 60s. And that is above average for highs as well as our overnight lows, but still a very good chance of rain ahead in the forecast. I'll have a full breakdown in just a few minutes. Well, good Monday evening, everyone. If you have any outdoor plans that need to get done later on this week, Wednesday will be your day. That will be your best chance of dry weather throughout the work week and even into the weekend, as our next round of rain expected to roll in late tonight into early Tuesday morning. Still staying very wet, but very mild throughout the next 5 to even 7 days. Right now, though, temperatures are still pretty mild for this time of the year. 46 in Eugene. Clear skies up by Corvallis at the same temperature, the mid-50s out in Douglas County, and the low 50s with cloudy skies along the coast. Looking ahead at tonight's forecast, we're not expecting it to cool off much for tonight. That cloud cover is going to roll back in. Could even warm up temperatures a few degrees in the mid to upper 40s for the inland valleys, which, by the way, should be our daytime highs for this time of the year, and only cooling down into the low 50s along the coastline, but still between a 70 to 90% chance of rain throughout tonight. The reason for it, we have a lot of moisture just training all the way down to the southwest, all thanks to several very weak fronts. They're really not going to be bringing much in the way of colder air, but just bringing a lot of very wet conditions. We had a warm front that moved throughout the area early this morning, brought us a handful of showers earlier today, but the sunshine was able to peek out from the cloud cover this afternoon. But we can't say the same throughout the next few days, as you're going to see all of this moisture continue to just march its way right over the Pacific Northwest. Again, your driest day will be on Wednesday. So as look at your storm vision forecast model put into motion, get a better idea of the timing of these systems. We are going to see that moisture creeping up again from the southwest early tomorrow morning. It will taper off, so we will see some dry spots for tomorrow, and then mostly dry but cloudy for your Wednesday before our next system marches its way right into the area by late Wednesday and into Thursday. So now the next question is, how much rain could we see in the next 24 to about 48 hours? Our in-house model showing up to about an inch for the inland valleys, even a little less along the coastline, but still much needed rain will be in the forecast. So let's break down that forecast. Along the central coast, very mild temperatures in the mid 50s from Newport down through Florence, but the clouds and the rain will return, sitting at about a 90% chance of rain. For the south coast, same story, still very mild but very wet. Cloudy skies with winds light from the east northeast, about 5 to 10. Rolling out to our 7-day forecast, dry for Wednesday, but then the rain again returns Thursday, Friday, and even into the weekend with temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. For Douglas County, rounds of rain. The clouds will linger again for tomorrow. Your highs only in the mid 50s with overnight lows tonight into the upper 40s. Your 7-day forecast, same story. Temperatures will continue to warm up even into the low 60s for Saturday and Sunday. Your driest day will be again right smack in the middle of the work week on Wednesday. For the Cascades, your best chance of snow this week will be tomorrow morning, as that snow level will climb up to about 7,000 feet by Wednesday into Thursday. For Central Oregon, clouds and rain will be around, your highs in the mid 40s. And then finally across the Willamette Valley, we will see again rounds of rain, very gloomy skies overhead. 51 will be our high in Eugene and Springfield, Junction City, as well as Albany and Corvallis. Rolling out to our 7-day forecast, still a good chance of rain for tomorrow. A little dry spot right there in the middle of the week for anyone who needs to get out, maybe mow their lawn or do any outdoor activities without getting sopping wet. And then temperatures again still staying in the mid 50s. So that's about 10 to 15 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year.
Tonight, KVOW's Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is in the Weather Center and has a first look at our forecast. Hi, Candace.
Well, David and Katie, while the Northeast is still dealing with snow and frigid air, we're still sitting pretty nice. Mostly dry but cloudy conditions across most of the area. area, but feeling more like the middle of spring. As we look at your satellite and radar composite, we are still seeing a few isolated showers still just skirting northwestern Oregon. Our viewing area is still expected to stay mostly dry throughout the next 7 days. Looking at our highs from earlier today in the mid to upper 50s, which is another day above average, not only for your highs, but for your lows as well. No official rain at the Eugene Airport, and sunset tonight will be at 5:37. But the next question is love or rain in the air for your Valentine's Day. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching KVAL Weather with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos.
Well, even if you don't have the winning lotto numbers later on tonight, our forecast numbers will be winning across town. We are going to stay mostly dry but foggy, but temperatures throughout the next 7 days feeling more like the middle of spring, and that will stick around throughout at least the weekend. So if you're having any plans for Valentine's Day or President's Day, again, the weekend looking spectacular. 52 right now in Eugene, 54 with crystal clear skies up in Corvallis, a little warmer down in Roseburg at 56 and 54 as well along the coast in Coos Bay, North Bend. Visibility still pretty good for the inland valleys and even for most of the coast, although Newport down to about 2.5 miles. We are going to see the visibility decrease throughout the next few hours as the fog will redevelop, all thanks to that ridge of high pressure. Your overnight lows, though, still running above average in the mid to low 40s. So as we look here at your satellite and radar loop, we still have this ridge of high pressure, and it will continue to build in across most of the west coast throughout the next few days. There is still that weak system out there, still providing a lot of cloud cover overhead, really not producing much in the way of rain. We can't say the same, though, for northwestern Oregon and into Washington. They'll be seeing a few showers later on tonight. But as we look ahead for your Valentine's Day forecast this Saturday, we are going to be seeing highs between 57, about 63 degrees. Your overnight lows between 41 and about 46 degrees. So again, the weather looking very nice. We're not expecting much in the way of rain chances, as both Saturday, Sunday, and even into President's Day on Monday, we are going to stay with only a slim 10% chance of rain. So let's break down your forecast for your Thursday along the central coast. We will see that morning fog, more of that midday sunshine. The winds are going to stay light from the east-southeast, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. 62 will be our high in Yaha. It's very warm, 64 degrees out in Florence. For the south coast, more sunshine, feeling more again like spring out there. 62 in Bandon, 63 in Coos Bay, North Bend, 60 in Port Orford, as well as Gold Beach. Your 7-day forecast highs will stay in the upper 50s, even to the low 60s throughout the next 7 days. Again, Valentine's Day looking very dry and sticking around throughout President's Day on Monday. So if you have a nice long 3-day weekend, really get out there and enjoy it. For Douglas County, patchy morning fog. That sunshine, though, will return your highs again back into the upper 50s to low 60s. Overnight lows tonight only cooling down into the mid to low 40s. Your 7-day forecast, temperatures still running above average, not only for your highs, but for your lows as well. Valentine's Day, President's Day, looking mostly dry. Again, slim 10% chance of rain. For the Cascades, plenty of sunshine. It will be staying relatively warm for this time of the year in the mid 50s. That snow level, though, climbing up to about 12,000 feet. For Central Oregon, bright blue skies. The day, though, calm and mild. Temperatures, though, back into the low 60s. 62 to about 63 degrees will be your daytime highs. Finally, across the Willamette Valley, we will see some areas of fog, mix of sun and clouds in the forecast. Your overnight lows tonight into the low 40s, and then warming up back into the low 60s, between 61, about 62 degrees between Eugene, Springfield, and Cresswell, about 60 in Junction City. The winds will stay calm, so that will make it a little difficult for that fog to burn off by the afternoon. But once the sunshine returns, that's when we'll see more of those 60s. Rolling out to our 7-day forecast, again looking nice and dry for Valentine's Day. President's Day looking great. So while most of the East Coast is dealing with very cold, very frigid air, we're sitting nice and pretty. So again, if you don't win those lotto numbers, at least the numbers on the 7-day forecast, I'd call it winning.
Those Definitely. Are winning numbers.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely. Meteorologist Candace Campos is over in the Weather Center giving us a first look at that forecast.
Well, David and Katie, today another picture-perfect day, not only for us locally here, but throughout the entire region. We saw plenty of sunshine, all thanks to our fair weather friend ridge of high pressure. Same story, though, throughout the next couple of days. As we look at your satellite and radar composite, again, nice and dry, plenty of sunshine, really not much to talk about on that satellite and radar loop. Looking at our highs from earlier today, temperatures in the low to mid 60s for the inland valleys, a little cooler compared to what we saw yesterday along the coast, with temperatures between 57 and about 59 degrees. But as we look at today's almanac, this morning we woke up to temperatures near freezing at 32 degrees, still running above average for this time of the year. How long will these spring-like temperatures last? I'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
With Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos.
Well, good Tuesday evening, everyone. We are going to see just a slight change in the forecast as we head into tonight and early tomorrow. You will notice just a few more high-level clouds in the area, even the chance of drizzle, primarily for the coastline for tomorrow. We should stay, though, mostly dry, not only for tomorrow, but throughout the rest of your outlook, and temperatures running pretty typical for this time of the year in the upper 50s. Right now, 54 in Eugene with partly cloudy skies, same temperature with clear skies in Corvallis. A little warmer still in the 60s in Roseburg, and 54 to about 52 degrees with cloudy skies along the coastline. The winds picked up just a bit this afternoon, so moving in from the southwest along the coast between 5 and 10 miles an hour, but the winds have now really calmed down up and down the valleys, which is why there will be that chance of seeing some overnight fog redevelop, especially for Douglas County. So as we look ahead at tonight's forecast, while more than half of the country will be seeing freezing temperatures tonight, that doesn't include us. We are going to be seeing temperatures pretty mild for this time of the year in the low 40s in Eugene and Roseburg, even the mid 40s, but with a slight 20% chance of seeing some isolated drizzle for tonight along the coast. So here's what it looks like for your satellite and radar composite. We still have our fair weather front. That is still going to maintain control across not only the Pacific Northwest, but across the entire western half of the country. We are going to keep our eyes on a very weak system right here. It's a very weak front. You can barely recognize it here on the satellite loop, but this will ride just under this ridge of high pressure. Any moisture that holds will make its way onshore, which is why we're only expecting a slim 20% chance of seeing some light drizzle. Some of that cloud cover could push inland by tomorrow afternoon, but still looking nice and dry. And then we'll start to clear up again for your Thursday and into the weekend. So let's break down your forecast for the Central Coast. We will see that passing drizzle. The fog and clouds will stick around. We'll sit with about a 30% chance of rain, though, for tomorrow. 56 will be our high in Walport, 55 in Yachats. It's a little warmer down in Florence, topping off at 57. For the South Coast, we will see areas of fog and drizzle as well. The winds will stay light, primarily moving in from the south-southwest about 5 to 10. 58 will be our high in Coos Bay, North Bend, same in Bandon, 57 out in Port Orford. Rolling out to our 7-day forecast, partly cloudy skies starting up again on Thursday, only a slim 10% chance of rain after that. The weekend looking fantastic with highs still in the upper 50s, low 60s. For Douglas County, we are going to see that patchy morning fog, partly cloudy skies though by midday. 63 will be our high in Roseburg, about 61 in both Myrtle Creek and Canyonville. Overnight lows only dropping down into the low 40s. Copy and paste that throughout the next couple of days. A mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be running near to just above average throughout the weekend. For the Cascades, sunny and breezy. Very mild temperatures on tap for tomorrow into the mid 50s. For Central Oregon, a nice clear night, dropping temperatures down into the mid to low 20s. But nice sunny day tomorrow, which will allow temperatures to quickly warm back up into the low 60s. So feeling more like spring out there. And then finally across the Willamette Valley, it will be mostly dry, but again, the big change will be just a bit more cloud cover overhead. 56 will be our high in Eugene and Springfield, 55 in Albany and Corvallis, Junction City, a little warmer down in Crestwell as well as Cottage Grove. Rolling out to our 7-day forecast, still a mix of sun and clouds, only a slight 10% chance of rain throughout the next 7 days. Temperatures running near to just above average again in the mid to upper 50s. So again, while most of the country will be dealing with temperatures below freezing, even factoring the wind chill, some areas in the Midwest, the Northeast, dealing with sub-zero temperatures. Don't you love being in the Pacific Northwest?
Oh,
yes.
Love it. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Candace.
You're welcome.